So have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly have the ability to build wealth, whilst others just struggle to get by? Or if the difference between these two outcomes is just a case of understanding and applying a set of timeless principles and rules. Now, I do believe that financial success is nothing more than the ability and the discipline to follow a set of rules which can be learned like any other game. Now, we may never get to this level of wealth, but stick around, because in this video, I'm going to explain the 9 unbreakable and unshakable laws of money, which could change your financial life forever. I'm also convinced that the owners of some of these yachts behind me have followed a similar set of rules throughout their lifetime to get them this far. So welcome back to the Personal Finance Crew, and if this is your first time, a very warm welcome to the Economies channel, where together we're going to be learning the language of money and wealth. And we're also dedicated to mastering money and making financial wisdom available to all. Hi, my name is Simon, and I'm a chartered financial planner, normally based in the UK, but I'm recording this video live for you in the heart of Ibiza town. So I'm going to head back to the studio now. I'm going to give you some background and some history as to why I feel money is just an illusion, and is it the root of all evil? And I'll see you all in a minute. So welcome to our 30th video, and a big thank you to everyone who has subscribed, watched the video, liked, and of course left one of those thousands of comments that we've received so far. It's been an absolute privilege to read your personal stories and to be part of your journey towards mastering money and of course learning the language of money and wealth. So before we get into this week's video, I'm going to pop up the usual disclaimer to say that this video is for education and for entertainment purposes only, and shouldn't be misunderstood or misconstrued as offering financial advice. Now, money can often be seen as a complex subject, but at its most basic, at its core, it's a game that absolutely anyone can learn. By understanding and by applying the rules that I'm going to share here today, you're going to be able to transform your financial life and hopefully get you onto a more positive track for future success. So, okay, let's get into it. So 1, money is a game with rules that can be learned. Now, just like any game, money's got its own set of universal rules. These are unshakable and the unbreakable laws of money. So to win, you must first understand the game and then be able to master its rules through consistency and practice. So number 2, the compounding value of money. So one of the most powerful concepts in finance as well as investing is the compounding value of money. So let me share a very quick story with you. A long time ago in China, there was a wise man who saved the emperor's life. Now, to show his gratitude, the emperor offered the wise man anything that he wanted, and the wise man asked for a seemingly very modest reward. He asked the emperor for a single grain of rice to be placed on the first square of a chessboard, then 2 grains of rice on the second square, 4 grains of rice on the third square, and so on, doubling the amount of rice on each square until all 64 squares of the chessboard were filled. Now, the emperor, thinking this was a very humble request, readily agreed. However, the reality of this request soon became very apparent as the number of grains of rice grew exponentially. So by the time they had reached the 10th square, the amount of grains of rice were 512. By the 20th square, there were over 500,000 grains of rice. Now, this exponential growth continued until the 64th and the final square. Now, by this point, the total number of grains of rice required to fill the entire chessboard was so massive, I'm going to need to put it on screen for you all to have a look at. Now, this amount of rice was more than existed in the entire world at this moment in time. So compounding is a process where the value of an investment increases because the earnings on an investment, both the capital gains and the interest, also earn interest as time passes. So number 3, make your money work for you. Now, one of the biggest shifts in mindset necessary for financial success is to stop working for money and to start money working for you. Now, this means investing in assets that can outpace inflation over the long term. So instead of leaving money in a bank account doing nothing, invest it in stocks and shares, perhaps bonds,
real estate, or even a business idea and get some of the biggest CEOs in the world working for you. Now, this velocity or the speed of money will mean that you can gain financial freedom and the ability to live your life on your terms with as many choices and as many options as possible. Now, the goal is to create multiple income streams so you're not solely dependent on your job for financial stability. Number 4 is get educated. Now, financial education is crucial for anyone looking to build their wealth. The more educated you are about money, the better decisions you're going to make, full stop. Now, here are some of the books that I've read in 2024, and we're going to have a separate video on how these books have helped me in future videos. Now, knowledge is power, and this will allow you to ignore the mainstream media noise and the negativity that we're always just one day away from some sort of financial catastrophe. They want you to have no money so they can control you financially and have you depend on them for state benefits and handouts. Just do not let them. So if you're finding value in this video so far, please can you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. About 95% of you who watch our videos are not subscribed. So come on, you know the drill by now. Turn your device on its side so you can see the video better and then settle in for the second half of the video. Please hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our valuable weekly content. And remember, this is your channel and this is your voice. So if you can add any other rules of money to the list that I've provided, which might help our little community create wealth together, then please let me know in the comments. Number 5, the gap in the gain. Well, the concept of the gap in the gain was introduced by someone called Dan Sullivan, and it's a very powerful tool for maintaining a very positive mindset. Now, the gap is a difference between where you are right now and where you want to be in the future, while the gain is the progress you've made from where you started to now. Of course, what you shouldn't do is compare yourself to anybody else, as you don't know how long they've been on their particular journey, what successes they've had, or even if they've had a head start from the beginning. What you need to do is focus on your gain rather than the gap between you and other people. And this is going to help you appreciate your achievements and, of course, stay motivated. Now, don't forget, it's very important to celebrate your milestones along the way. Number 6 is to invest globally and be diversified. Now, diversification is a fundamental principle of investing that involves spreading your investments across different asset classes, sectors, companies, and regions. And overall, that will help you then reduce your overall risk. Now, investing globally allows you to tap into the growth potential of emerging markets and to benefit from economic conditions that may be more favorable that you could find in the UK. Now, a well-diversified portfolio can help protect your investments from investment volatility, that's the ups and the downs in any single market, and increase your chances of achieving steady long-term growth. Now, make sure it's low cost too, so there's not a performance drag due to high fees and charges. Now, you're also going to need to look at making the most of your tax allowances, such as using an ISA or your pension. 7, you're the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. Now, this is a very popular concept which suggests that your financial and your personal success is greatly influenced by the people who you spend most of the time with. So if you spend your time with successful, positive, and financially experienced people, the theory goes that you're more likely to be able to adopt their habits and their mindset. So surround yourself with mentors, peers, and friends who inspire you and challenge you to grow, and consider ditching and getting rid of all those who are holding you back. Number 8, not all debt is bad. Now, debt often gets a bad reputation because not all debt is bad. In fact, it can be a very powerful tool for building wealth over the long term. Now, the key is understanding the difference between good debt and bad debt. Now, good debt is an investment that will help grow in value or generate long-term income, such as via a property or a business or side hustle. Bad debt, on the other hand, includes high interest credit cards or personal loans used to pay for holidays, cars, or watches. So if you use debt wisely to invest in assets that appreciate over time and generate income, this can amplify your returns and help you build your wealth a lot faster. And number 9, your bank balance does not represent your IQ. It is a common misconception that your bank balance is a direct reflection of your overall intelligence. For example, just because you've got a high bank balance or a level of wealth, this does not mean you've got a high IQ. Conversely, nor does a low level of wealth or a low value in your bank account mean you've got a low IQ. In reality, financial success is often more about discipline, good habits, and knowledge, which I've shared with you already in this video. Building wealth is a skill that can be learned and developed over time. So with persistence, anyone can achieve financial success regardless of their IQ. So in conclusion, by understanding and applying these unbreakable and unshakable laws of money, you're going to be able to create a very solid foundation for building wealth and achieving financial freedom. Now remember, the key is to take consistent actions and to stay committed to all your financial goals. With patience and perseverance, you're going to be able to turn these principles into lasting wealth and live the life you've only ever perhaps dreamed of. Now, I mentioned earlier in the video that you may need to maximize your tax allowances by using either an ISA or a pension. So I've recommended a video here for you where we put these two heavyweights together for the ultimate showdown to see which of these is better for your savings. Thank you for watching to the very end and for your time and for your patience as always. I'm going to see you all again next week.